I'm a cigar man. I'm a cigar man. Big up, baby. You know I'm smoking. Cigar like a woman, round but not too firm. Even though it's smoking slow, fire'll get you burned. I'm a cigar man. Billy, oh honey, you know you got me smoking. Smoke 'em when they're short, smoke 'em when they're long. I like 'em when they're mellow, love 'em when they're strong.
Okay, welcome to another exciting Monday. It is May 9th, 2022. I am your host, John Hill.
I'm Nick.
And together we are Smoking Salads. Dean is at home furiously masturbating to Charlie Brown, so he caused himself an injury, so he's not going to be with us tonight. So tonight,
may his wrist rest in peace.
Yes, his wrist. He'll have to use the other wrist. So nothing wrong with Strange, Dean. So tonight we are going to be smoking a Tatuaje. This is a special cigar. It's the La Mission L'Atelier. I think I pronounced that right. And the interesting thing about this cigar is, well, first, I challenged the guys this month to say, all right, it's Cinco de Mayo. Well, at least last week was Cinco de Mayo. And we like to celebrate all month at the OCA Lounge, the Smoking Salads Lounge. And so I said, let's have some cigars this month that have some kind of Mexican tobacco in it. So the makeup of the cigar has the Mexican San Andreas wrapper.
There you go.
So it's got Nicaraguan binder, filler, and we'll get a little bit more into that. So it's an interesting cigar because right around 2016 or so, there was an online community at Tatuaje, and they called themselves the Saints and Sinners. And they finally decided to do a mega herf and get everybody together that's online in Pennsylvania. And when they did that around 2016, they created some special Vitola cigars and some special cigars for those online community members. Hence, the L'Atelier, La Mission was born. And also at the same time, the other cigar was where is that? The Fausto. So the Fausto came about the same way. Mm-hmm. So the name of the cigar is driven from a winery, a French chateau called Le Mission de Haute Breton. Breton. Yep, Breton. And apparently Pete Johnson really liked the wine. It's a full-bodied wine. They're known for their full-bodied wines. And the particular blends in the boxes, there's a 1959, there's a 1989, there's a 2009. So those all correlate to when one of the wines that was rated by Wine Spectator magazine hit 100 points perfect.
Oh, wow.
So he's created boxes based and slight variances between the boxes based on every time they have 100 point, he releases another one of these.
Well, shoot.
So
Somebody's got to start. Someone's got to, go out there and rate another wine. We need another
so
one.
I think you could still find all of them. The one we're smoking tonight is the 2009. It is a Garcia-made cigar. At least the leaves come from the Garcia family plantation. In fact, they have a special leaf in here, and the special leaf that is from Nicaragua, coming from the Garcia factory, is called. Some notes. Bear with me. Damn it. Hold on. I was just right in here.
John's trying to find his notes, and he always gives me and Dean crap that we can't find our shit.
Hey, remember this. Sancta Spiriti. So, so it's a special blend that they're using just for this stick here. So, it's supposed to be a medium full cigar.
Okay.
So far, my puffing on this, it seems more of a medium than anything close related to medium full.
I would say flavor-wise, it's definitely a full-flavored cigar. It's a little tight on the draw, but otherwise the flavors are coming out. At least for me, they're coming out pretty full-flavored.
Full-flavored, but as far as intensity goes,
I'd say probably more medium.
Yeah, solid medium. Mine is also a little tight. That doesn't mean that they're all tight.
That's what she said.
These are a Toro size. They have Evertolas out there. We grabbed the Toros from Cascade Cigar, so thank you, Jan and Eric, for grabbing the cigars for us. And I mean, on the nose, definitely Barn Funk. So
man, there was that Barn Funk. What smelled like it had been covered. It was like fresh manure that was covered in water.
The return of the Barn Funk. I think last week's episode when we were at the Saluds, there wasn't really much Barn Funk on that at all.
No.
So coming back to this one, definitely some Barn Funk, but I didn't get much more than that. There's no sweetness to it. It's just flat out Barn Funk for me.
I got Barn Funk, maybe a little bit of earthiness. Oh.
Let's see what Dean's got. Dean's calling into the show. Let's see if we can't get him on here and see what he's got on the nose.
What's up, you two fresh manure barn turds?
Hey, man.
Hey,
So-
you're the barn turd because you wrecked your wrist.
That's right. So, how's your wrist doing?
Huh?
Exactly. So,
Exactly.
what are you getting on the nose of the cigar, Dean?
I did get what y'all got. I did get a strong hay barn funk. But then the more I smelled it, I smelled the foot and I cut the tip or the head and smelled the head. And the head had more of a sweet sugariness to it.
Is that what you're calling it now?
caramelness,
Cutting the tip?
Less,
Cutting the
yeah,
tip.
Less
Cutting
of the
the tip.
grassiness. And then the foot of the cigar had more of the barn funk, but you could still get a little bit of that caramel sweetness, or maybe like a slightly caramelized sugar. Not really a caramel, but like a translucent, starting to turn brown sugar.
All right, so the guy who can't smell anything got brown sugar and caramely sweetness.
On the wrapper?
Not brown sugar, but I meant brown, like sugar when you're salting.
Dean,
it
you-
starts to liquefy.
You're smelling.
Dean,
You're
you got
smelling
that.
this on
You
the
got that
wrapper?
on the wrapper.
Well, it's a combination of the wrapper and the binder and everything. That's what I got off the foot.
Yeah, I
Nope.
didn't get much of that at all. So, all right. So we've had a chance to,
Cigar.
smoke a little bit of it. Dean, I don't know if you've had a chance to get some retrohales in and seeing what you're getting on that, but we'll go to Nick first, then we'll slide on over to Dean.
So, I was getting. There's a very, very prominent toastedness to the cigar. I don't know if it's a toasted nut, if it's a toasted graham cracker, or if it's just literally bread that came out of the toaster. It's straight up toast.
I'm getting bread that came out of the toaster.
And but as I'm smoking it and I'm doing a bit more retrohaling, let it sit more, I'm actually getting kind of probably like a roasted coffee bean. There's a little bit extra. I would say a little bit extra strength that reminds me of a pure coffee bean. But I kind of had to look for it. It's nothing that I would instantly pick out. Otherwise, right now, all I'm getting is toast.
Yeah, Dean, what are you getting?
I get a little bit of the spice burn. Maybe it's the Lajero in it. It's not a pepper. Well, maybe there is a touch of pepper. There is something that's on the back of my palate.
I'm glad he said palate and not throat.
Yeah, he meant throat.
It's like a spiced sugar, in a sense. I'm getting a little bit of a spiced sugar sweetness.
I'm getting a sweetness. I don't know if it's a spicy, sugary, or maybe it's just a tinge of chocolate notes, maybe.
I was going to say, I did get a little bit of chocolate when I was smoking it, too.
A little bit, but it's mostly toast.
It's mostly toast.
Yeah, I do get a little bit of that breadiness towards the back of my palate. But for the most part, I'm getting a nice spice, but it's hard to pick out what the spice is.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I almost want to say, like the cedar that you smell like from a cigar box. That smell on the flavor of your palate.
Yeah,
with a sweetness combined to it.
I get a little bit of that, kind of a woody, kind of a cedary, kind of an aftertaste or a finish a little bit.
It's a good cigar. It's a really good cigar.
Yep. So what we're gonna try pouring ourselves some of the spirit tonight. The spirit tonight is the Don Elias. It is an extra añejo, and you'll notice the top of the bottle's got like a little extra shot in there. So that's not like a special shot or anything. That's actually done for aesthetic purposes. So they thought it would look cool. They want to do something.
I still think when that bottle's empty, you have got to crack that open.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
you can't just leave that in there.
No, it's alcohol abusement.
But yep, so it is just an extra shot, just because they said, oh, that looks kind of cool. They do it with all of their blends. So the extra añejo aged 3 years. This one is just in solid oak barrels, not finished off anywhere else. So we'll talk a little bit more about the whiskey. So Dean, I'm gonna let you go while we talk about the whiskey.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Bowman Brothers Virginia Straight Bourbon.
Nice.
The Bowman Brothers Virginia Straight Bourbon.
Yep. And all of you in Smoking Salads internet land, tell us what you're smoking, tell us what you're drinking, and make sure you share this video. So Dean, later.
All right, I'll jump back on Facebook.
All right. So really quick, big shout out to we got my wife is watching, my mother-in-law at one point was watching, Eric's is watching, Jamie is watching, we've got people in the audience. We got Jiffy Jeff, and then we got Lee Marshall. Lee is smoking the Norteño with a Glen Garrick Founders Reserve, Garrosh. It's Scottish. I can't read Scottish right.
Yeah, we were trying to figure that out on Friday for our Cinco de Mayo party that we had, and we all had different ways to pronounce it. So
the Glen G.
The Glen G is what we settled on. So okay, so I'll let you guys in the internet land continue to look at the bottle. It should be pretty clear right there. So let's swirly the girly.
Swirly the girly. And then, cheers. That could have been better. Grab the bottom of your glass.
All right, that was my fault.
There we go.
Bring right in the microphone here. So we're going to nose it a little bit. So right away, it doesn't, it smells more like a cognac than it does a tequila.
It does not smell like a tequila at all. Like so I think you and I had this the other night, and I said the same. I thought it was like a very sweet bourbon.
Yeah, I would attribute it more to like a cognac type of an aroma and flavor. So we'll get into the flavor in a minute. But on the nose, it's definitely like burnt orange, vanilla, some caramel. You might get a little bit of liminess in there from the agave plant, but it's almost like they smell like a really light, far away key lime pie.
Well, I was actually going to say this straight up smells like the final concoction of an old fashioned.
Yeah, so it's
like this is like all you have to do is pour this in a glass with ice, and you got yourself an old fashioned.
This is a dessert tequila. At least that's what we determined the
How
other day.
How you doing, Gerald?
So, hey, Gerald, welcome to the show. And did you taste yours already?
No, I will now.
Okay, I'll let you taste it while I talk a little bit about what we're drinking here. So, Joaquin Robles has a family history in tequila making in Mexico. He grew up in Mexico, and his father ran a couple of tequila plants. and they moved to Salinas, California. And he decided, he runs a couple of different businesses, but decided, I should really take advantage of some sales that are going on with tequilas at the moment. And this was back in 2010 or so, and take advantage of some of the family history. So in Salinas, California, he decided to open up the Don Elias tequila factory. So it's still bottled and aged in Mexico, in Jalisco, Mexico. But the inventor, the creator, the distillers, that still happens in California. So the bottle is named after his father. So just in honor of his time spent 50 years or so in the tequila making business, managing a couple of factories. So they started production around 2010. This particular one is aged at least 3 years in an oak cask. They do have other expressions that are aged in French wine casks.
Okay, I can see that.
So, but we grabbed I got this one from Costco, and it's right around, it was on sale, I think. It was right around $100. So out the door.
Okay.
So Costco in Washington State, Costco can sell spirits. In Oregon, you're kind of out of luck. Don't know where you could get this in Oregon, but come on up to Washington, stop at a Costco, and you can find it there.
Just make sure you're ready to pay the tax.
Yeah, to make sure. Well, with the tax, it was right around $100. So there's not much more to say other than I called up the distillery today and spoke to Veronica. So thank you, Veronica, for sending me the information that has thus far been the show, and I hope you'll have time to watch. But she explained that the liquid in here is just for coolness factor. So it's not a special tequila. It's not even anything that's different than in the bottle. So.
So it's probably going to taste like absolute garbage.
Well, no, it's the same stuff that's in here.
Oh, okay.
So it's not anything different. Like, we're going to give you the extra stuff up here. So, no, they just thought it would be really cool because you got the bottle down here and then you got a little liquid up here. So,
Dean, John said, I think you said the age on the tequila, on the extra añejo is 3 years? Mm-hmm. 3 years? Let's see, it's 3 years and it is just a good old-fashioned 80 proof.
Yep.
Good old-fashioned 80 proof.
Standard tequila proofing. What'd you get on the palate?
So, it's definitely a dessert tequila. It's very sweet forward. I actually got a bit once I let it swirl around and sit in my mouth. I got a little bit of like an allspice. I got a spice of some sort, and then I got a little bit of vanilla, not a lot. I didn't get as much on the nose, but when I let it sit, I actually got a little bit of the like a lime. I got a little bit of that lime citrusness. Mm-hmm. This is a really good tequila. Like this would be perfect with ice cream.
Oh yeah, it's almost.
I bet you this would probably taste better if it had been chilled.
Maybe, but then you probably wouldn't pick out the flavors as much.
Maybe not, but I mean, it would. But I definitely feel like this is one of those. This is one of those that you could chill it or keep it at room temp.
This is like, for me, when I sip it, lots of different flavors are just running through. The first things, and they're all combining together. The first thing was like a butterscotch hard candy, and then it was a little bit of black licorice, and then that lime kind of kicks in, and you get the vanilla and the lime and that allspice. So it is very sweet, like a candy.
I feel like this is a tequila you should drink during the Christmas time. Now I know it's got actually more of a lighter body to it.
Actually, I was thinking the mouth feel was very rich and full. So,
well, at least for
if you're looking at the legs, they're pretty heavy.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. But I mean, I feel like this would be a great tequila to have for like when you're having a Christmas dessert.
Yeah, I mean, my legs are just now forming, so it's
got a lot of sugar.
Pretty oily, but yeah, it's very sweet. The amazing thing is, we did sample this, and you would think with how sweet it is, my blood sugars would have been screaming, but didn't seem to impact them at all.
Nope, you weren't dying at all when we sampled it.
So no, the agave sugars and stuff are a little different. My body can process it, but that doesn't mean that, you know, if you're a diabetic out there in internet land, doesn't mean that, you know, you are going to have the same experience, because everybody's body's different.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sugar-free tequila.
Yeah, no added sugar here, but man, it is really sweet. So
Dean wanted to know, do you think you could mix that with another smoky tequila?
I don't know if I'd want sweet and smoky.
I feel like the sweetness on I feel like this. I feel like the sweetness on this would be very overpowering for a lot of other tequilas.
You know, we can certainly play around with it, but you never know. Sometimes
Dean
we'll take two
Dean
flavors.
Says, John,
and it's just,
tequila's the better spirit on people with diabetes.
well, so is Scotch. So we'll
And we
combine
love
the two
our Scotch.
and see what we get. Maybe maybe later on after the show we'll combine it with a little bit of Lafroig.
Oh, there you go.
Or maybe during the show. So I just don't want to, you know, try an experiment on the show and go, or just delicious. So we'll call it out if we end up doing it. So I'm gonna have a little bit of spirit, and then I'm gonna try some cigar.
Okay, while you do that, I just did the cigar, then the spirit.
Okay, why don't you talk about what you got?
Spirit overpowered. Absolutely overpowered it. I mean, I got a little bit of the toastedness, which actually kind of went really well with the spirit. The toasted aspect of the cigar added an aspect to the tequila, but that tequila is so sweet that it definitely overpowered the cigar, which I've never had before. Because normally tequilas, usually tequilas and cigars, at least the ones that we've done, has been a little bit more balanced.
So if you do the tequila first, wait a little bit for the finish to kind of, you know, get about halfway through, and then the cigar, it's a jammy toast.
Okay.
So other than that, nothing more interesting pops out, at least not at the moment. Now on the finish, it's still 100% tequila. There's not a lot of finish from the cigar that carries over. I think that's, you know, if we had a fuller bodied cigar, they'd probably be able to keep up with it. But this ended up being more of a medium than a medium full. So
This is like a dark fruit jam toast.
yes.
Kind of like a blackberry, maybe a grape, like a red grape or something.
But you do get the toast notes that come through.
Yeah,
but
which
you
I think
have
goes
to.
really well with this tequila.
It does. It does. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely desserty. With this cigar, solid medium bodied. It's you have to take care when you're, you know, just kind of slow your pace a little bit when you're smoking it with anything that's as powerful like this tequila. This tequila does have just so much sweetness and so much flavor to it.
So I'm gonna do our smoking trick and see, and kind of get like step one of that whole idea that Dean had about with a smoky tequila. Just add extra smoke and see what happens.
Sure. So yeah, smoky hard candy. So while he's doing that, there isn't much more to talk about with that. So let's talk about something else. Those of you that are online, I don't know if somebody's telling us what they're smoking and drinking. Somebody wants us to discuss something. We talked a little bit about my trip this last week, not a lot. But there's one thing I can tell you: when you are traveling, it's a little easier to get your lighters through security now, but you got to have the right lighters. Let me grab one. I brought 2 lighters. In fact, I had one of them in carry-on, which is
That's rare.
so chase down Ed Ryan, and they have these Toscano lighters, and it's entirely made out of plastic. So it works great. It makes it past the security, and you just stick it right on your luggage, and nobody messed with me.
Did it have to be empty?
No, I had them full.
Okay.
Now, the other one is in the drawer where you're at, and this one you can take apart. It is a kind of a special Bic lighter.
That one?
Yep. So here's what it looks like when it's all assembled, and you can see that it's a flame. But
It's
when
a
you,
mini crack torch.
So
Chris
yep.
would be proud.
So, but you can pull out the pieces. So now there's Nothing in there except for a Bic lighter. And you can carry a Bic lighter on the plane. So this is an operating.
Good Lord, do you have the safety off?
So, well, I have it high because the torch is needed. So, yeah, they're completely separate devices. And Bic lighters you can put in your carry-on. I had this in my carry-on bag, my backpack. And yeah, when you get off the plane, you simply reassemble this thing and it turns it into a lighter. So you can find these online. So they work great. I've not had any problem going anywhere on travel. So, but now I have a plastic one. I have this one. So I always bring two, just in case they decide to get really anal about one or the other. Because it's not so easy in Europe to find the torch lighters. They do have cigar shops around, or just tobacco shops. They don't always have the flame lighters, and if they do, they're the expensive ones, the Calibri or something like that. And you want to just get something cheapy because you just want to leave it there and throw it away. So here's some couple options if you're traveling overseas or if you're traveling in the United States. Here's some good options for you so you can keep smoking your cigars and keep using your lighter instead of having to light a match, dealing with the wind, all that fun stuff.
It used to be there was a good time when you could smoke cigarettes and cigars on the plane. It was a good time.
It was before my time.
You couldn't see anything outside or inside because it was just covered in smoke.
Well, the funny thing is you had a smoking section.
Uh-oh. Dino's calling. What's up, Dino?
Keep looking at the comments.
I'm looking at the comments, man. We haven't gotten there.
All right.
That's what I think about.
That was John.
Thought you telling us to look at comments.
So, Dean, so first off, this has been brought up by a few people, Dean included, but a couple of the people watching. If you haven't noticed, the background has changed. We decided that we, as hosts of the show, we're getting kind of tired of the very washed out background and having to figure out how the lights work and stuff like that. And John noticed when he was on vacation that, when we were lucky enough to have the Ogre Lounge host us, it kind of looked pretty cool with having bottles in the background.
Oh, it looks like you're in a lounge.
Yeah, and a lot of both cigar and whiskey shows always have something that associates to what they're talking about in the background. Whereas we had plastic, and we never talked about plastic.
No, well, that whole thing with that whole, really clean background, it used to be a green screen. And then we had, the floating heads show and all kinds of stuff. It just never really worked out as well as we'd like. Yeah. Because the shadows in this room, we'd have to get a lot more lighting to make it work right. And we didn't really want to spend a bunch of more money on lighting. So the only reason we didn't do this is because you got to fit three of us behind the bar. I got to move the bar over because I got a whole bunch of stuff back here, and then I got to reset it.
And people have been notorious for breaking some of
bottles.
His, not just any bottles, expensive bottles.
So so I don't like to have people behind the bar. So So for tonight's show, I dug what I saw, what was happening at the Ogre Lounge. So I'm like, all right, suck it up, John. You can move things around and be just deal with it.
Yeah,
so I'll be inconvenienced for 10 minutes as I reset things and stuff. So next week when we have all three of us, hopefully we'll have all three of us. Dean. We'll see how well it works. I think we got plenty of room.
Dean also said that his straight bourbon whiskey. He said my whiskey goes well with this cigar in particular. He goes, that spice from the cigar is almost exactly the same spice that he's getting from the barrel in that current whiskey. He threw out that we should probably talk about the CLE event at Cascade. That's coming up at the end of the month.
Yes, CLE event on May 21st. Tom Lazuka will be there, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be 2 to 6, and we don't know all the specials yet. Probably the same kind of a setup as we've had in the last previous.
Buy 5, get 1.
Buy 5, get 1 free. Buy 4 or 5 packs and get a discount, a bigger discount off a mix and match box buy. You'll be able to just hang out with Tom. We'll come in and talk about anything you want to talk about. So it should be a really good time. If you've been to the other events, the lounge is huge. There's plenty of space to just kind of stretch out, enjoy your cigars. Lots of people in there who are like-minded. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. So May 21st, 2 to 6. So that's coming up pretty quick. I know there's some other shows. I know Mount Hood Cigars is doing like their car drive-in, I think.
The bike.
Well,
they're
the
doing
bike
the
was
car.
last week. Now I think they're doing a car. But reach out to Mount Hood. I need to reach out to Mount Hood and give you guys some more information about that. Of course, as always, we're going to keep talking about the Northwest Cigar Fest. That is August 12th and 13th.
Yep.
Adam couldn't be here tonight to kind of tell us about it, but he was here last week, gave us a lot of more details. Tickets are $240 for a VIP. Then you get $30 that goes towards a box if you want to do 2 nights. Otherwise, it's $1.25 to do just 1 night. And you still have some money that can get thrown towards a box.
I think it was like $10 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So it's always a great time, always good food.
Oh man, I didn't get to go to wasn't able to go to the last one, and I still won't be able to go to this one. But from what I've heard, good friend of the show, Stephen Beechner is going to be bringing. He's going to be in charge of bringing that good old brisket.
Yeah.
And last time I heard, it was.
That man
it went fast.
That man can cook a brisket, and he cooked a lot of it. And I don't know if they had any left. I don't think they did. But that's just one of the main items. There's usually something else like a chicken or a vegetarian dish or something. So
Dean says that he's doing a glass of El Jimador Blanco tequila with the cigar.
Here we go.
And
Mexican style.
by the way, I believe it is actually pronounced Le Atelier.
The atelier.
You don't say ER. It's like it's like an umlaut.
Yeah.
Because
French is not my language.
I was gonna say The French do not say their R's a lot at the
Atelier.
end.
I can barely speak English, let alone some other language.
We all know that. I mean, you're probably the better of the two of us, which isn't saying much, but.
So, I've been kind of busy as I got back from work. You know how it is. You're back. You're gone for 2 weeks. No one's done any of your work for 2 weeks. So I've been going crazy with work.
We should give congratulations where congratulations is due. You did get a promotion.
I did get a promotion at work. So, yep. So that's been a
8 years in the making.
It's been a long time coming. So yes, but I finally got a promotion from work. Hopefully that doesn't mean I'm even more busy. So right. Tomorrow I'll receive a pink slip in the mail. Thanks for being with us. Now get out.
Your services are no longer required.
That's right. So yeah, when I try to log in, that's when you notice a big red sign. Call HR.
Right. So I know it's not cigar related, but I have to say this weekend, me and a bunch of our local friends that watch the show, we went and watched the second Doctor Strange movie. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but man, you better be prepared. So the director Raimi, he's notoriously known for horror films. He did the Evil Dead.
Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness, and
right.
Spider-Man.
But he did the first 3 Spider-Mans, but there's definitely a bit of a gory horror aspect to this film. A lot of critics are like, this isn't a children's film. Well, it's not supposed to be a children's film.
Well, I don't know. You seem to be a little bit more sensitive than Chris and I. Last time you said something was really dark. There was an aspect where somebody died in the show, and we're like, okay, somebody died in the show.
No, this one's pretty dark. This one's.
And I'm like, that's not dark.
It's pretty gory. Brains are blown out. It was a very good movie, and there's aspects to the movie that I don't think I've ever seen done in a movie that both Eric's and I were both like, that was awesome. I can't tell you what it is because it's a spoiler. Basically telling you anything about the movie is a freaking spoiler.
Oh, you and Dean were texting back and forth, and I wasn't responding because you were trying to give some spoilers away, and I'm like, I don't care if you do or not. I'm just not in it. So we'll wait for it to come out on Disney Plus or whatever, and we'll watch it on a big screen.
So Joyce is watching. Hi, Joyce. She says that she likes the setup. She said congratulations to you, and then she asked, so with you getting a promotion, does your wife get to retire?
No. I said I got a promotion. I didn't win the lottery. She will be retiring at some point, I think, next year. So we're looking at it, but Yeah, she's been with her company for over almost 40 years. So next year will be the 40-year mark, and so that's probably a good time for her to say, okay,
Dean,
enough
what
is enough.
flavors are you getting? Dean said that, oh, hell yes, the Blanco tequila influenced with the cigar smoke. Is sit anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't sit in their faces, and we have the nice comfortable chairs, the little armrests here, the metal little folding chairs we sit on by the end of the show. Man, our tailbones are killing us. So we usually run back up to the bar so we can sit in the nice comfortable chairs. So,
But now we don't have to run back to the bar.
yeah, now we can just sit here and just throw the microphones out of the way.
Or throw them at each other.
Or just hit him. So just swing him out the audience, like fishing. There, I mentioned fishing, Dean.
Dean said that he just gets a woody cigar essence in the tequila.
Yeah, he just gets a woody.
Well, I mean, we all knew that already.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, he is AJ Fernandez's whore. He likes woody.
so lots of politically charged things in the news. We're smoking cigars, so at this moment, I don't care one way or the other. Don't care about CRT. Don't care about all the political ads. Oh my God, it's hard, so hard to watch TV right now.
It's
like,
so hard to even watch YouTube because every single commercial is vote for me for governor, vote me for governor,
oh man,
support this person to stay in Congress. And it's just like, I just want to enjoy my show.
All I'm saying is, those of you who do live in Oregon, don't be a dummy. Don't vote for Tina Kotek. That's more of the same that you have today with Kate Brown. That's so obvious. So just don't vote for her. I don't care who you vote for. Just don't vote for her. So I like Betsy Johnson, but I don't live in Oregon. But yeah, I mean, I've met Betsy, and she's a no-nonsense gal. So what did she say? She's a equal opportunity pisser offer.
Yep, there you go. That's what we need right now.
I love that in her ad. So I think we'll just make it a nice, quick, short show.
Yeah, I mean, Spirit. So individually, cigar is good, Spirit is good. The pairing, probably not my first choice.
No. If
I think this tequila would go a lot better with like a Maduro with some Nicaraguan Ligero, just because of how forward sweet this tequila is. It needs something a little bit stronger to balance it out.
See, I'm a little disappointed in the cigar. It's not quite as advertised, and it's a Tatuaje, which aren't usually known for lighter, medium-bodied cigars.
I was gonna say one of my favorite sticks to smoke from Tatuaje is the Avion.
So,
And you want a butt kicker? That's a big
you
butt
know,
kicker.
The Miami, the Regis, yeah, all of them great. The blacks, all great cigars. This one's a little lighter for my palate. It's nothing wrong with it. So if you like those, solid medium-bodied cigars with the flavors that we're talking about, this might be a cigar for you. For me, it left a lot wanting.
I feel like this would be a good next step cigar for people that have been kind of in the Connecticut kind of light body.
They want to take a step up to
If
something.
they want something with a little bit of extra spice, with a little extra flavors.
This would be a perfect cigar for that.
Yeah.
Maybe a really good afternoon or late morning smoke.
Like a brunch stick.
Yeah, something that's not going to knock in your butt in the beginning of the day. But for me, my taste changed through the day. It's after dinner time. I want something a little bit more gusto to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was challenging myself. We did get this, and I thought, I don't know a lot about the cigar, but I'm looking at the notes and I'm looking at what we tasted on this, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it'll pull out something unique. Otherwise, I would have chose definitely something lighter.
I feel like if the sweetness had been cut in half, this would have been a fantastic pairing.
Yeah.
Easily. But I mean, it literally is a dessert tequila.
Yep. Also, the draw was a bit tight. Yours was tight. Mine was really tight. I had to use the poker tool.
You had to poke it because it was so tight?
That's right. Yeah, I had to poke it because it was so tight.
You had to poke it because it was so tight.
That's right. So, yeah, isn't that what you're supposed to do? So
Dean wants us to mention what he was going to have for the show, but all of that is changing. The cigar is going to be So I guess next week is Dean, and Dean has decided that the cigar is going to be the Veritas 412.
Okay.
Which I've had, he's had, you've had. It's not your favorite. You do
Not
like
out of the
it,
bunch.
but it's not your favorite. Dean and I love it. and he says the spirit has not yet been decided on. He don't know if you want to do another tequila.
Mezcal.
Oh, I think a mezcal would probably go well with that one.
So a nice pachuga thinking. So.
Dean says, my cigar was fine. Suck it, bitches. I tried to do my best Dean impression. I figured I did okay. Maybe a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. We'll give it. We'll be gracious. A 2.
Give it a 2. But you don't have to. All you have to do is just repeat what he says, and people get it in their heads.
Suck it, bitch it. I know. I can't get it. I can't get it. Dean's the only one. Dean, don't call, but Dean's the only one that can do it.
So with that, good spirit if you like the sweet spirits. Good cigar if you like that solid, medium-bodied, toasty kind of experience. And with that, let's bid good night and enjoy smoking salads.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
And Dean was like, I don't have a pachuga, but I will get a mezcal.
Yep. I didn't really have much to talk about.
I'm a cigar man.
Plus, I'm really not enjoying this experience. Huh?
Did you turn the box down?
I'm a cigar man. I'm a cigar man. Bigger your baby, you know I'm smoking. Cigar like a woman, round but not too firm. Even though it's smoking slow, fire'll get you burned. I'm a cigar man.